Welcome to CAU Football with Coach Kevin Ramsey. I'm Marini Howard. Coach, tough loss last week against Tuskegee. Good thing we had a home game. Our Panthers came out to support. What were you going through as far as halftime was concerned going into the third?
Well, scoring on the first drive, that was the score for our offense. And not to get the ball in the end zone anymore offensively, I mean, that was big. I thought defensively, again, scoring 9 points defensively, and offensively, we didn't get in the red zone in the second half. And, it's about scoring points, and our kids know that. I thought we had some miscues on some special teams. But nevertheless, we had some offsides penalties on kickoff. They kind of pooched a kick at the 1 yard line. They got the ball at the one. Defense, the first play, we get a turnover. And we created another turnover and got the ball right back for the offense. And we were still in the ball game deep into the fourth quarter. So that was pivotal.
And understanding that, what are you telling your players when they're feeling, maybe were they feeling overwhelmed? Because Tuskegee is a pretty strong team.
Well, I know defensively, I mean, our kids was in it, like I said before, we always come ready for them. I thought, playing at home, I thought our crowd was electrifying. I thought we had that winning edge. The crowd was really into it. I think our kids respond to the night games. We had the Jumbotron going on, and thought it was electrifying throughout, 4 quarters of the game. Again, it's about the scoreboard. It's about putting points on the board. Defensively, we put 9 points on the board. In offense, we only put 7.
Okay, we were talking about day games versus night games. Tell me how the players and you coaching respond in those situations.
Well, since I've been here at CAU, other than homecoming we all understand most homecomings are day games. But outside of that, our kids really respond to the night games, and I think the student body and faculty, up under the lights, and I think with the addition of the Jumbotron right now, the night games are pretty awesome.
Okay, the new Jumbotron, it's getting a lot of excitement. Did the players, are they feeling like, hey, we're on TV? Is it giving them a little extra push?
Well, I think the crowd gets into it. When you see a big play, you could, take a peek at it. Likewise, with some of the special teams play, it's like seeing it in a replay, so to speak, each play. And I think that was pretty exciting. But most of all, I think the morale of the crowd, just having that 12th man on the field with us at home games is a winning edge for us, I think.
We're talking about morale. How are the players feeling after halftime? How were they? What was the sideline like?
Well, it was, we say new ball game, 10-10 score. Of course, lost a little momentum because, like I said before, the intention was really to go in at halftime 17-3. We had a drive going and we was up 10-3. Of course, we didn't convert on the 4th and 1, and they go ahead and score on us at the last play. Actually, it was the last play of the half. And so, we come out at halftime 10-10, new ball game. And defensively, we had a 3 and out, the first to set the tempo for the second half. But conversely, our offense, we had a 3 and out, and it was back and forth defensively. But we were the first one to score in the second half with the Kenneth Morgan scoop and score. Mm-hmm. I think that was a 54-yard run.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about Kenneth Morgan, and we'll be back with CAU Football with Coach Kevin Ramsey.
What if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
I love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those
vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like, aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you said make it bigger. No, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger, the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Please have a seat. I'll be honest. Your resume, not what I'm used to.
I know.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need a hard worker.
Good. I've got 2 part-time jobs and to help my parents pay the bills.
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find, cultivate, and train a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Hello.
Hi. I'm from Blue Hood Stone Barns. We brought a meal for you, and I'm here to serve it to you.
Okay, great. Come in.
Zucchini carbonara, made from zucchini that was harvested earlier this morning.
Again?
Hey, Dan Barber.
You have room for a little bit more?
Come on in.
Brochettes, the sausage. So when we made that zucchini carbonara, you know, they're the end pieces of the zucchini, and they're the cores that we cut away. Not to mention zucchini flour. Usually those get thrown out. We use them to create an entire second dish. Does that, oh.
Again?
I'm here to bring you your third course. It's the vines from your zucchini.
We'll have a little zucchini stem pasta. A different experience of zucchini. When we start to think differently about our food, we can get a lot more out of it.
This is delicious.
What do you think we can make out of this? 40% of food in America is never eaten. Cook it, store it, share it. Visit SaveTheFood.com.
And we're back with Coach Kevin Ramsey. Let's talk about offense with this past game with Tuskegee. We had Charles Stafford with 120 yards, and we also had Thomas with 50 yards.
Well, you know, it starts with our running game, and Roger, he started off pretty hot. You know, I think he had about 35 yards rushing that first drive, which, you know, we scored on that first drive, and the momentum was, we was on pace, and we just need to keep it right there. And, of course, I think it was our third drive. We got down in the red zone again, and there was an interception. We had a turnover. It was one one of 2 turnovers that we had. Charles threw an interception, and we had an interception thrown in the last drive offensively. But nevertheless, we got to continue to give Roger the rock. I mean, he got to have more carries to sustain the running game for us, which generally sets up the play action pass for us. And, we got enough weapons at the wideout position that if we get the running game going, we can spread it around.
Coach, how do you keep your players just in the mindset when you're losing the game? How do you keep them going? I mean, how do you, as a coach, how are you feeling in that moment? Because here it is, we're in now our 3rd game of the season, and it's not looking good for us.
Well, this particular ball game, the Tuskegee game, we was up. We was
were
up
up
7-0. So, it's the deal where you got to keep going. Just pour on more steam, we always say. When the brakes work against you, you got to pour on more steam. We communicate that to our kids, and we communicate that it's a 60-minute ball game. And when you play on a team like Tuskegee, you really want to keep the turnovers down, and you just got to play the whole 60 minutes. And we was in it all the way to the last 3 minutes of the ball game.
Exactly.
And but above all, when you're up, you gotta stay up. You want to get 2 scores up. Like again, we was going in to score right there. You're up 10-3, and you got the ball at the 35-yard line going in, and that was pivotal. We end up getting scored on with the clock running out right before the half.
With that being said, Coach, I could just see the energy. Was the team feeling overwhelmed with just knowing that they're playing Tuskegee? Because, again, Tuskegee is a tough opponent.
Well, once you get the ball game, get the going, and guys get to feeling out each other. A year ago we played them pretty much the same group of guys, really, on both sides of the ball.
And let me ask you this: when we're playing the same team, what was the difference between last year and this year's game?
A real close ball game down there, actually. We end up scoring, I think we had about 300 yards in offense in that ball game. And defensively, we held them. We had won the stats game. We had a couple of turnovers in that ball game. We was down 16-0 and ended up coming back, taking the lead. And then they scored in the 4th quarter to beat us. Like I mentioned before, our guys really get up for the Tuskegee game. And, potentially we haven't had an Eastern opponent yet. Just like we told the guys at the end of the ball game, we can very well face that team again. We just went out in the East and, faced that ball club again.
Let's talk about special teams. They had their work cut out for them.
Well, our kickoff team did a great job of covering. We kind of pinned them inside the 20-yard line. Then we had a miscue. We had 2 offsides penalty that kind of set up some momentum for them in the 4th quarter. But I thought Ty Woods did a great job of punting the football for us. We kind of pinned them back in our punting game. And then our punt return, we was looking for a big play from our punt return, but they kind of sprayed the ball around, and we wasn't able to return nothing but 1 return out of about 8 punts that they had.
So what could we have done different?
Well, I mean, looking back at it now, the way they were spraying the ball around, can get 2 punt returners back there. When you have just 1 guy back there, they can spray it around. But nevertheless, we was looking to block a punt. I think we came close a couple of times to blocking a punt. And in a ball game like that, special teams, our first touchdown, we scored a 2-point play out of our swinging gate. So we went up 8-0 actually, as opposed to kicking the PAT. We saw that we had the fade route open to McNeil, freshman kid for us that's doing a great job. And we converted the 2-point play there. And that was big for special teams.
Oh, that's good. Well, when we return, we'll talk about our defense. So we'll have to see what's going on there. And here are some scores from around the league.
Hello, I'm Coach Kevin Ramsey. I want to invite you to come out and support your Mighty Panthers.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
It's not my first time bartending, so.
It's a sausage party in here.
It's fine. I'm very familiar.
Yeah, because you're a sexy girl, Sam. Last thing, totally last thing.
Yeah.
Is that the music, when Momo kicks it into high gear, is going to get a little bit loud in here. So your customers are going to have a hard time hearing you. So you may want to.
What?
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But here's the thing. Can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Can one piece of paper really tell you my whole story? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or how anytime there was an opportunity, I was the first one to step up. Because I wasn't gonna let my life, my circumstances dictate who I was gonna become. And all of that determination, the commitment, the drive, that's me. And that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume, and discover new ways to develop great talent like me.
Welcome back to CAU Football. We're talking to Coach Kevin Ramsey. Let's talk defense. First of all, I want to give a congratulations to Justin Wade and Ezekiel Edmonds. They were named SIAC Co-Defensive Player of the Week and also Newcomer of the Week. They had a lot of good things this past game with Tuskegee. They came out strong.
Well, Bell, starting linebackers, Justin is our middle linebacker, and Edmonds played the Sambacker for us, and he's a graduate student from UMass, and that's why he's a newcomer, but he's a fifth-year guy and just providing a lot of leadership at that young linebacker position. And those guys were flying around all over the field, making tackles and creating havoc.
And exactly, Justin Wade had 12 tackles, 10 solo, 1 sack, and Edmonds, nine tackles, 1 assist, and Morgan, who is also the defensive captain of the team, he had 9 tackles and a fumble recovery. The boys are out there doing their thing.
Well, I thought defensively, like I said, defense, you want to cause havoc. And that when we blitz, we literally want to, it's coming from that German word, lightning, and we want to create havoc versus the run and the pass. And we did. I thought Cameron Roger did a great job of hitting the fullback, stripping the football, and Morgan was there to scoop and score. That was a 54-yarder. I just thought we was victimized by some big plays that hit us. Fade routes, we got fade route hit on us right before the half, and then the last score they had was a fade route, which was it was a 3rd and 7 play, and you just got to convert those. Those were the only miscues defensively, but they was big miscues that we really could have won that ball game with defensive play if we just converted there.
And like we were talking before, that halftime, there was a lot of adjustments. What did you do to adjust your defensive strategy after halftime?
Well, we just continued to blitz. We had a lot of zone blitzes where we bring 5 and drop everybody, but our 4 blitzes bring in 6, bringing 6 guys, and, that's what we did. And when we blitz, we put the corners out there on the island. Those guys got to cover down. It's always, that chance of those guys getting hit with big plays. But we expect guys to make plays and to win the one-on-one battles expectantly, as we say. You got to expect to win those one-on-one battles. And we had a lot of one-on-one battles defensively that we won. I thought our D-line did a great job versus their pass protection. I thought our linebackers did an awesome job of matching up with their backs, and we did a good job of tackling too. Their offense, they were known to run that belly G option, and they was putting up over 250 yards plus before they played us.
Okay, we're talking about leaders of the team. We have Morgan, who is the defensive captain of the team. What is he telling his other teammates during the game?
Well, he's one of those natural leaders, you know. He was a quarterback, Baldwin County, Millersville, Georgia. He was a high school quarterback. You know, he brings a lot of that with him. You know, being a safety, he is the quarterback of the defense. And then, of course, he's a 3-year starter. This is his 3rd year, and he's a self-starter. And I think from his energy, it ignites our defense.
And so are they just hyped? What is going on on the sidelines with this? Is he getting pumped up? Is he more of a kind of quiet guy? Or is he just like, look, is he direct?
His best attribute on the defense side of the ball for us is being the coach on the field. You know, he gets us lined up. You know, he's going to always have the right calls. And, you know, when you got a young secondary, we miss Kevin Williams. You know, our starting corner was out that ball game, and that was big. And I thought Kenneth did a great job of getting those younger guys back there side by side with them, getting those guys lined up. And nevertheless, like I mentioned before, you know, he has that type of energy that's contagious.
You were speaking of your players being injured. How much of an impact did that have with this game with Tuskegee?
Oh, it was big with Kev. You know, he's our starting corner. He's our go-to corner. You know, he's the one we want matched up one-on-one. And, you know, he's a transfer from West Virginia. He's a Palm Beach County guy, Floridian. But, you know, he had the concussion in the Central State game. And you know how that is with that type of injury. You know, we knew he would be out this ball game. But he'll be back this upcoming game. But nevertheless, we really missed him.
So what are you telling your defensive line moving forward?
Well, it's about, you know, tackling and continuing to create, winning the battle of the trenches. You know, the D-line, that's what the game is, you know, is push and shove. And the way we talk defensive, we want to change the line of scrimmage. We like to push the pocket back. And, you know, in the Tuskegee game, I thought they did a great job of containing the quarterback. He was a scrambler, and it's times there, I think in the 4th quarter, we showed a little fatigue there towards the end.
And they did sack Tuskegee's quarterback. So that defense, they definitely get out there and do their thing. Well, when we return, we'll talk some more CAU football with Coach Kevin Ram. And here are more scores from around the HBCUs.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man. Women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
Finally, we found his assignment. He rushed through it. I wonder if he even learned anything.
I wasn't gonna get it right, so I just wanted to get back to playing my video game. At least I'm good at that.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Here you'll get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org.
Welcome back, and here's a special look at the Pioneer of the Week. Bob Hayes, also known as Bullet Bob, a product of Florida A&M University, was an Olympic sprinter turned wide receiver in the National Football League for the Dallas Cowboys in 1965. He earned athletic stardom by winning a pair of gold medals in the 1964 Olympic Games in Tokyo. His medal-winning performance in the 100 meters competition earned him the title World's Fastest Human. Hayes was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2009, and his 71 career touchdown receptions remains a Cowboys club record. Pioneer of the Week, Bob Hayes. Coach Bob Hayes is definitely a legend.
Classic. You know, back then they had receivers come out in three-point stances, and he just went vertical, the old 9 route, and they threw the bomb to him a lot.
They sure did. Now let's talk about this upcoming matchup with Kennesaw State. We got a tough one up.
Well, Kennesaw State, you know, they're a 1AA ball club, and I tell my guys, we don't read too much into that, but nevertheless, they were semifinalists in the playoffs a year ago. You know, they average about 350 yards rushing. You know, they're a triple option football team, so we got to be sound and we got to tackle well with the option game. And offensively, we got to move the ball around and get the ball in our receivers' hands with the weapons we got. And, you know, being 1AA, these guys have 63 scholarships. So, you know, you got to put 11 on the field at a time on each side of the ball. So, you know, we're going to go in there and we're just going to give our best shot, and we're just going to get out there and, you know, play inspired and tackle well defensively and try to get on attack offensively.
So what are you saying to your players? Because the last time that matchup was a pretty tough matchup and it wasn't a pretty picture.
Well, that was our first year here, and of course, you know, Kennesaw State has been, they've been existing and playing ball for 8 years, and they have been doing a good job of recruiting around the state of Georgia, and again, they have 63 scholarships.
We're talking about 63 scholarships as opposed to what we here have at Clark. How rough is that when we're dealing with the team with the situation?
Well, the way we tell our kids, they can't put 63 on the field at a time. They can only put 11, and that's our challenge. And, you know, 11 out there in special teams, 11 on offense, and 11 on defense. And, you know, when we communicate it that way, you know, we look to go to battle.
Well, thank you, Coach. Thank you so much. Again, we are here at CAU Football with Coach Kevin Ramsey. Check us out next week.